Finally, Sonic, now you are exactly where I want you. With you trapped in this cage, nothing can stop me from turning Brookhaven into pure chaos.
Do you really think trapping me will give you victory, Eggman? I'm sure someone else will end your plans and free me from here. And when I get out of here, you better be far away.
As if anyone other than you could stop my plans. Who would do that? Tails, what a joke!
Sonic, can you hear me? We need your help. The prison you're in seems to have some kind of extra protection. I think the only way to weaken it is with the help of the people. I can't let this happen.
Good idea. Tails? Hey, folks, did you hear that? If you leave a like right now and subscribe to the channel, it will weaken Eggman's prison, and maybe then I can escape.
I need to find someone who can defeat Dr. Eggman and save Sonic.
Ugh, what boredom! There's nothing interesting to do today. Something out of the ordinary could happen here. Okay, I asked for something to happen, but I wasn't expecting the apocalypse. Can we cancel this?
Andy, sorry for the scare, but we don't have time to lose. Dr. Eggman captured Sonic and is turning Brookhaven into pure chaos. We need to create a version of Brookhaven inspired by Sonic to give him the strength he needs to escape and stop all this.
So let me get this straight. To save Brookhaven and Sonic, we need to create Sonic Haven, which will give him the strength to escape from prison and defeat Dr. Eggman.
Exactly. Let's do this before it's too late.
But to help Sonic, I'll need to grab my computer here so we can access Roblox Studio and completely modify Brookhaven. Okay, the first thing we're going to do here inside the studio is come to this tab and search for Sonic to see some items that are already available here in Brookhaven. And as you can see, there are really a lot of items we can use on our map, which will make our job much easier. And the item that stands out the most here is definitely this Sonic meme, which I want to see what it is. And, dude, what is this sky? What a cursed thing. Man, well, since we're already messing with the sky, I think we'd better put in a real sky, like this one from Sonic Lost Worlds. Another cool thing we can add here is this super cool golden Sonic statue. And it's even asking for your like here. Look! Oh! And by the way, give it a like if you like Sonic. For now, we're going to leave our statue aside because I'm going to put it in place of the Brookhaven fountain. So I'm going to delete this fountain here, remove these lights around it too, and I'll also dry up the water left over from the fountain. Now we can simply place the statue right in the middle here, and rotate it so that it faces us like this. And since we're in the lobby, I'm going to delete all these plants here because they don't match Sonic, and I'll replace these small light posts with this gigantic totem. But hang on, I'm going to shrink it to make it exactly the same size as the small posts. And look, it actually looks pretty cute this way. Now we just need to remove all the old posts from Brookhaven, and now we just need to duplicate these totems to place them exactly where we need. Another idea I want to add to the Sonic Haven lobby is basically this square-shaped island here, which is exactly like in the Sonic games. And this island will serve as the background for our lobby to make it more similar to the Sonic games. Well, another thing I'm going to change here are the trees in Brookhaven. As you can see, they are all square-shaped, but they don't match Sonic's aesthetic, you know? So I'm just going to delete them along with this old Brookhaven swing set. And in their place, I'll add these palm trees that are very common in Sonic games. They're so common that they're even in this thing we added, right? I'll place them slightly off-center to look more natural, as if it were an actual tree. And I'll place another one on the other side as well, to make it look just like Brookhaven, but different. Another thing I'll change is the lobby floor in Brookhaven, because it's not a color that resembles Sonic's colors very much. So these light green blocks I'll paint blue, like Sonic's color. And now I select all the blocks here, and apply the Sonic ground texture to all of them, which is this kind of checkered texture that looks like a chessboard. Oh, and just so you don't think I'm crazy, Sonic's grassy ground is like this too. So the regular ground would probably look the same. And since I already mentioned Sonic's grassy ground from the games, I'm going to apply this same texture to Brookhaven's grass. But as you can see, it turns out dark and everything looks bad, right? That's why I'm going to use a lighter grass texture to make it look just like this, as if it were a Sonic game. And the cool thing is that we can select anything we want to turn into Sonic's grass. For example, even the Brookhaven roads. If I select them like this, paint them light green, and then apply the material, voila! Our Brookhaven is covered in Sonic grass. Of course, to make it look more like real grass, I'll remove the road markings, obviously. Oops, I accidentally deleted the entire road. And as you can see, SONICHAVEN is already looking pretty interesting.
How is he managing to transform Brookhaven like this? This was supposed to be my city of chaos, no.
Well, one thing I always do in every map I create is to place a huge monument of the main character right here on this mountain. And of course, with Sonic, it won't be any different. As you can see, I found this Sonic model here with few polygons, and it actually matches this game aspect quite well, so I can just scale it up a lot. Its size is now much bigger, and it's already looking pretty cool. Of course, to make it look like a sculpture, I'm going to sink it more into the ground like this, and leave just the head sticking out. Well, as you can see, it's well fitted in here, looking pretty neat. Unfortunately, I can't change either the material or its color to make it look more like a mountain. Well, another thing I want to do is test Sonic morphs. That's why I found these 5 which, to be honest, are pretty weird. And for some reason, they shine too much. Dude, there's this Super Sonic that looks like Goku Super Saiyan. There's also this Amy Rose, I don't know, blonde, and even a shiny pink Knuckles. Man, so bizarre. But we also have regular morphs like this one that looks really nice. Some other Sonic EXE morphs. And of course, we couldn't miss the movie Sonic morph, which, honestly, looks really beautiful. But just in case this morph doesn't work, I'm going to add the movie Sonic to the lobby as well, which is basically this cute little model here. This Sonic will be right next to the statue to welcome the players when they enter SONICHAVEN. Well, for those who follow the map creation videos on the channel, you know very well this place here in Brookhaven. I decided to just delete everything at once because nobody cares about these shops here, right? But so this place doesn't look all empty and ugly, I'm going to add some ramps here for Sonic to run on. Of course, a ramp this size isn't useful for anyone, but look how cool this is. I can increase its size however much I want, and it will still remain all checkered and nice looking. So, like this, I can make it as big as I want to really look like something from a Sonic stage. I'll even make it a bit bigger here to make it really large like this. Now we just need to duplicate it and place another one exactly like this to make it look like a real ramp. And while we're working on this, I'm going to replace this whole pool area here with something more similar to Sonic games. We just need to remove a few items that are still here. And just like that, SONICHAVEN is getting better and better.
This isn't possible. How is he building so fast? This is clearly cheating. Ooh, this kid is ruining my plans.
I came to the Brookhaven hotel area. I'm going to delete this sign because I think it's really ugly, and I'm going to add this Sonic sign here. But of course, we'll need to make it much bigger, so it looks like a billboard. And I'll also sink it a bit into the ground so it looks more natural, you know? And I really think it looks much better this way. That same totem I'll place right here, near this grass, just to add extra decoration in front of the Brookhaven Mall. The same totem we used in the lobby. I'll put it here to decorate the Brookhaven Mall a bit, since it's kind of empty, right? I'm also going to turn the Brookhaven Market into a Sonic store. For that, I'll use the classic Sonic logo as a shop sign, so we need to rotate it to fit perfectly here. Let's increase the size of the sign a bit to this size. And inside this blank space, we can place a pixelated Sonic, which is exactly like the old logo from Sonic games. Let's just fit him in here, like this. And in this blank space, of course, I'm going to write Sonic here. And on the other Brookhaven shops, I'll add the Sonic logo, like an advertisement, a billboard, or something like that. Well, the police station in SONICHAVEN will have some important functions, and the first one is basically replacing this old Brookhaven helicopter with nothing less than the plane that tails flies. I just need to place the plane right in the center and finish off our map. I added a few secret items that we're going to discover now during the test. So now I present to you SONICHAVEN, which is Brookhaven turned into Sonic's world. And as I mentioned before, we're going to test the map now, and I'm also going to show you the things I secretly placed that you didn't see, or even test the items you saw me place. Alright? And well, to start, I placed, wow, the rings actually work. I can pass through here and collect all the Sonic rings, or rather, the coins, right? So we can actually collect them. I thought they were just for decoration, but this is pretty cool. Well, another thing I secretly added is this Robotnik, or Eggman. Actually, you can see that he's really big. Does he hurt me? No, he doesn't. Look, I climbed on his bald head, stomping on Eggman's bald head. Take that, take that. And another thing I did here was make a Sonic joke. It's kind of silly, really easy, right? But it's really a different kind of place that you didn't see me build. And I even added these balloons, which were supposed to be enemies, but I thought they moved, but they don't. They just stay completely still. Another special guest here was, basically, the meme Knuckles. I had completely forgotten about this meme, which is from around 2017, I think. But dude, he looks so much worse here, and he doesn't even have eyes. Poor guy, man. And he's already been forgotten by everyone, so no one cares, right? But now, something that's super cool if it works is basically these speed strips, right? They're supposed to make you zoom across, but I'm not sure if they'll work. Oh, they work! No way! No way! Man, wait, I didn't think they'd actually work. Wow, this is so cool! It's really cool! Awesome, man! And there are also these monitors here that, unfortunately, don't work. I can step on the monitor, but it just won't break. It was supposed to break and give me the buff, a power-up or something, but unfortunately, it doesn't work. Well, another thing I'm curious about is whether these morphs will work properly or not. You can see there are many morphs here. I added a lot of them because I'm sure most of them won't work, you know? But to start, we have the Super Saiyan Sonic morph. So basically, I'm naked. Hello? Roblox? You bugged me! I'll have to reset my character because unfortunately, I'm all glitched out. Wait, did it actually work? Look how crazy this is. Man, I'm a shiny neon Knuckles. How wild! And look how weird his feet are. Man, I'm all twisted and awkward. But the morph I really hope works is this Sonic movie morph because it's really beautiful and I hope it functions properly. So, Roblox? Man, the morphs are the buggiest thing in this game. Dude, look at this. I disappeared. Man, well, even though the Sonic from the movie didn't work, this Sonic here did. Plus, we already have super speed built in, so we really are Sonic. This way, we can collect all the rings I placed around the map, or just run really fast through Brookhaven and explore everything. Another thing we need to see if it works are the springs we placed around. We've got the single spring in the corners and the triple spring I put near the structures. Well, basically, the single springs work, I think. I don't know. Man, sometimes they work. You see? Sometimes they give you a boost, but I think it's more because of Sonic's speed. And when you jump, you can see that Sonic's legs look all broken, right? Really ugly. But something different happens with the triple spring. If I run towards it, it really launches me far. Look, I'll do it again. And it even makes a sound. Man, it's so cool. But even though it worked, it made my Sonic all buggy. Man, now I can't even get any animations anymore. But since we're already here, I'm going to jump on the spring to see how this airplane works. Man, look at that. Sonic fell off the plane. Man, and Tails went inside the plane. But unfortunately, we can't fly it, right? It would have been so cool if that worked.
Calm down, Sonic. I was just kidding. I was about to let you go, I swear.
And if you liked this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy these other videos on the screen. A big thank you to everyone who watched the video until the end, and see you in the next one. Bye!